Okay, so these are all the tools that you're going to use when you're building willow. There's bungee cords, rubber boots, tape measures, Ardox nails, paneling nails, hammers, claw hammers, smaller clippers, bigger clippers. You've got your sharpeners there, your gloves there, your saws there, and a really handy dandy tool in the back there. Now that is a saw that I've just purchased in the last 2 years. I love it. It helps you make the straight leg cuts that you're going to need. Instead of you sitting there sawing, doing it like 3 or 4 times, you can get away with it quite fast just by using that saw right there. It's a 10-inch blade. You're better off if you can get away with a 12-inch blade. Makes bigger cuts. So your essential things that you're going to need here are your nails. Very important. They're Ardox nails. You're going to need anything from a 4.5-inch Ardox nail all the way to a 1.5-inch Ardox nail. If they made a 1-inch Ardox nail, I'd be very happy. They also, you're also going to need paneling nails. You'll need a 1.5-inch paneling nail, and you'll also need a 1-inch paneling nail. They come in different colors. You can use whatever you want. If you like to have everything blend in, you can sure do that because they come in those 3 colors. Okay, for clipping, I know it sounds a little bit unorthodox, but I do use these things, which they're wire cutters, but they work a lot better than the normal clipper does. They stay sharp. I never have to sharpen them. They're great because they're small, handy. This thing constantly sticks. It's an expensive one. It's a Frisky or whatever it's called there. It works, but it always has to be sharpened. So these are the different hammers. Do not start off with a big giant claw hammer like that. Very heavy. Unless you have big giant arms, you're gonna hurt yourself. I use a smaller hammer like this, just a ball peen hammer. You don't need really a claw hammer if you've got these tools here. They get right inside the willow and they can pull nails from small angles, very weird shaped angles. These are your sharpening tools here. You're definitely gonna need to invest in some of these. These you can get cheap at garage sales or in your grandpa's workshop. I did buy this one. It was supposed to help sharpen this beautiful thing here, which it does, but not very well. Like I said, not impressed. Anyways, these wooden ones, if you can get a hold of these wooden ones, these I value with my life. I keep them at home. I use them to cut at home because they're hard to find, and I have already kind of mangled them once. I've bent the blade and I had to re-bend it back, so I have to be very careful with these. You can get them. It's hard to get them, usually in the beginning of spring. Sometimes Canadian Tire brings them in. You know, better buy than going here and spending $39 on this. You can buy these for under $15. Better deal. I always keep just a pail around, you know, just to keep everything in. It throws my extra nails in. I also like to keep a magnet around. So for the little paneling nails, sometimes they'll get like sprawled out all over the place. So much easier if you have just a magnet to pick them up. Once again, here is my saw. Right here, this is the better one. You can see it still has its label on it. It's only cut about 20 trees, which is good. And once again, the amazing tool. You're gonna wanna either get somebody that has one of these to help you cut your ends off, or hopefully you have one. All right, so there's different kinds of willow that I have here. Big, small, you're gonna need a lot. Looks like a lot there. It's because you need a lot to start off with willow. I've got different sizes all over the place. You're gonna need lots of different sizes when you're building. In fact, there's no benders here yet, which are the things that help make the round backs and stuff like that. I still haven't gotten that. I like to have a little bit of snow on the ground so that they stay better. Anyways, you can see that there's some Ys out there. That's what I mean by a Y, is just the tree grew itself like a Y. You're gonna like those. And you can also see the size of the willow there. It's very big, very round. The width is very big, and that's a definite thing that you're gonna need for benches and stuff. There you can see that between the two of them, how big this piece is. It's very big. You would use this for your legs of your benches or a big chair, as well as this. You wanna keep the wild stuff. As you can see, I've only kept half of that. And you kind of like make those decisions when you're out there. This is more like a bender, but you know, you kind of keep those things. You can use this kind of thing to do some really, see, it just bends like that. It's really awesome. Okay, you want to get some funkier pieces for sure in your lot of willow. There's a nice, that is just awesome. I mean, I can't even explain how beautiful nature did with that one. And then we got the arch back, once again for benches, make a nice bench. And then we got some funky stuff going on here. It's more like a W, like I was saying, 3 trees growing on 1 tree. It's really cool. Fun stuff, fun stuff. And then you get stuff like that. So you want to go out to a patch that's really older. It's an older patch if you possibly can. And then that way you can get this stuff, you know. I don't know, it takes about, I made a mistake yesterday. I said it took an inch a year to grow, and it actually grows a foot a year. So I'm sorry about that. I'm glad I was able to recant on that. So willow grows at fierce rates, really. You know, once you get a patch, you can live on that patch until somebody decides, some RM decides to chop it down on you. And you got to find a new one. That's about your only problem with willow. Besides, it gets dead from too much water or not enough water. You know, it's like anything in life. It's always got its tricky things, but willow is pretty dependable. You know, it brings you joy, makes you happy, and makes other people happy. So I will take you out to another patch here soon, and I will show you how to get this bigger stuff out, because I didn't really do that yesterday, but I will show you another one, and I'll show you how I stack it on the back of my van, just for those that have to do it in situations like that. You just need some bungee cords and some muscles and a will. All right, thank you.